Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your cloud, it be raining now. I keep making sound, go another round, I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.
You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
Welcome back to another episode of Raw Sports Center, man. So I got a different type of video today. So I was just sitting here, I got my notebook, man. I was sitting here trying to take notes and put together some of the stuff that has been said about Deion Sanders. I've seen Stephen A come out and, criticize him. I've seen another guy, it was another media personality, I think. He went in on Deion, man. And it all boils down to this sports reporter, this sports writer, I guess for Colorado Buffaloes. And I seen that exchange, I want to say maybe a couple days ago. And, I seen Deion handle the exchange with class. He asked him, he's like, man, like, what happened? Like, I really want to know, because the guy was taking personal jabs and personal shots at him. So this is my take on this, right? Deion is not wrong for feeling some type of way about this guy, because the guy is playing both sides. So in Deion's face, he acts as if he's a supporter, as if he likes Deion, as if he cares for Deion. But then when you go home and you put together your columns, you're trashing Deion. He said, like, I think it was saying that he said things such as he never wanted Deion to come to Colorado. He was talking to, I guess he said Deion's turned Colorado into a circus, yada, yada, yada. And even if it has been turned into, a media thing now, at the end of the day, that's good for the college as a whole, but then also to get some of these guys opportunities, whereas they wouldn't have had these eyes on them. So it benefits both ways. And then you had one guy taking shots and saying that Deion's a hypocrite because he preaches this kumbaya. But my thing is this: look at any stable individual. Put it like this. This is how I'm gonna put this in perspective, because I don't want to get too religious on here, because I don't know how some people are in terms of religion. So take a set of individuals that I have a lot of respect for, and that's professional fighters, right? So you take a professional fighter, a guy that 9 times out of 10, the average guy that they run across, they probably can, whoop him, beat him up pretty badly. I don't want to curse, but can beat him up pretty badly, right? But at the end of the day, they're trained professionals, so they know how to stay cool, calm, and collected, to where if a drunk fan comes and says, oh, man, you a bum, yada, 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 they know how to be able to maintain their temper and move on and try to avoid the situation. There is, at the same time, though, they're human. They have things going on in their lives as well. We don't see, but they do. They might be having, relationship problems. They might be trying to better a relationship with them and their kids, with them and their wife or their kid's mother. Their mom might have just passed. Their dad might have just passed. Their mom might have just got sick. Their dad might have just got sick. Their grandparents or whoever else is in their life that's of significance, importance, and their best friend could be fighting for his life in a hospital. But y'all expect them to be this way all the time. No, that's not the way that goes, because at the end of the day, if you go and pick at the hornet's nest and you get stung, I don't feel bad for you. So the same thing with the guy, with anybody who go and agitate a professional fighter and get their butts kicked, I don't feel sorry for you. Now we're going to go back to this columnist, this reporter, this so-called sports reporter, because you're not sports reporting because all you doing is slandering Deion's name. You're not reporting and saying, okay, cool, so Sanders, I asked Sanders such and such about what defense or what can we expect differently from the offense. Like, you're asking personal shots, personal things, and you're trying to twist and manipulate his words to go back and play it against him. That's playing both sides. I would rather for you to see Deion and say, hey, you know what, Deion, I can't stand you, dude. Like, I really don't. I like you as a player, but as a coach, I hate you. But that shows you keep it one way. So when you throw those shots in your column, Deion's looking like, okay, that's expected. But for you to put those shots out, throw those, throw stones at me, and then, you know, what's the saying? You throw rocks and hide your hand. That's not cool, bro. That's not cool at all. And anybody who can, because I was watching the Sprint documentary on Netflix, and Sha'Carri Richardson, you know, she battles with the media, and it makes media, sports media as a whole, look bad. It makes it for the good people like me eventually, and good people that's involved in the business right now. When they go and interview these athletes, the athletes already got a shell up because they're assuming that y'all finna come with something childish, petty, and throw shots. You know what I mean? And try to get a viral response. So she was saying with the media is that, bro, at the end of the day, we're athletes, right? But most importantly, we're humans. So treat us as humans. Treat us with respect. Don't come throwing shots or don't come doing things that's not honorable. Or you know that for the most part, you saying this will rub me the wrong way because at the end of the day, I'm a human. I got feelings. I have emotions. So to anybody else, anybody who said anything bad about that, Stephen A., you know I'm always on Stephen A. Stephen A., I can't think of the other guy's name who was saying that Deion is a hypocrite. He was doing the same thing at Jackson State. I can't stand y'all because y'all, there's two sides to a story. It takes two to tango, right? Nothing happens if there's substance to everything. Nothing happens in a vacuum. So you mean to tell me that he's wrong for saying, you know what? I'm not banning you from being here because you can still be here and be interacting. But in terms of you asking me questions, no, because you're taking personal stabs at me. It ain't about like you're saying nothing good about me and the team, but it's personal stabs. It's not really based off of the team sports. It's not based off of any of that. It's personal reasons that you dislike me. And that's what you're utilizing to write about in your sports column. So how can that be a sports column or sports coverage when most of your shots you're taking has absolutely nothing to do with sports? That's just my honest opinion about it. And granted, yeah, I do believe in asking tough questions. Now, as a man and as a person that's involved in it, I think that, you know, a lot of these athletes have to be able to stand as men and stand as women and take accountability for things that they could have done wrong within the game. So you can't be mad at tough questions. You can't say, oh, you're not supposed to ask me that, because I don't think at the end of the day that it's our job to kiss y'all behinds either. You know what I mean? So if we ask you a question, okay, what were you looking at on this particular play? I don't think that it's necessarily a knock against you, or that should be something you'd be like, oh man, I ain't got time. You know what I mean? Because it's the same thing as when you're with coach, when you're dealing with being coached. Your coach gonna ask you the same thing. So we're just trying to figure out and get an understanding. What was it? Did you have a misread? Was it miscommunication on this player's end? So we understand that it's substance to it. So we're just trying to get an understanding of it. But at the end of the day, it's like I always tell people, you look at an athlete, right? They've trained their butts off. Train their butts off every day, week to week, day to day, leading up into these games, into these events, at whatever it is that they're doing. And they come up short. And it's right after, bro, that's a lot of raw emotion after the game. And they having to go get in front of a camera and deal with people asking them dumb questions or things that has absolutely nothing to do with the sport. You got a collage of videos on YouTube where it's stupid reporters asking stupid questions. And I know that we like to use the phrase, I like to use the phrase that my teacher gave me back then, that there's no such thing as a dumb question, but sometimes it is a such thing as a dumb question. And sometimes it's all about timing. I don't think some questions are always bad. It's the timing of it. Like I say, a raw emotion. They're still trying to process this, and you come hitting them with that. And granted, the things that they're dealing with behind the scenes that we don't see. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what you don't understand. So I don't believe that Deion was wrong for that. And for anybody, like I say, Stephen A., he's another one of those guys to where, you know, he says this and that. But what happened to Max Kellerman being on the show? When T.O. made that statement, Max acts more black than you, and Max, you know, crushed you in a lot of different debates. Why Max ain't on the show? I'm just saying. So y'all saying Deion a hypocrite, that's like the pot calling the kettle black. Y'all are bigger hypocrites, because at least Deion keeping it one way. I guarantee you with Stephen A., the way he played the situation with Max Kellerman, I guarantee you that in his face they was friends and they was cordial, but then behind closed doors, you trying to stick the fork in his back. I'm just saying, make that make sense. And you've had a lot of people that's come out and speak against this, but for whatever reason, he feels that he can speak strongly about things and nobody can say things about him, and that's not a respectable trait. I just believe in keeping it both one way. So if you're going to not like a person, keep that straight across the board. Don't pinpoint and say, okay, I want to, no, keep it all across the board. Be very vocal. That way, with you and that person or you and that athlete, they already know how you feel about them. I'm just saying. So I don't think that he was wrong. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man, because I really want to know. If you think that Deion was wrong, let me know why. And if you think that Deion was right, you can let me know why you think he was right, because it might have been some things that I missed to touch on. Like I said, I had a plan to write things down, but when I was just scrolling and looking at different stuff, I was like, man, you know what? I'm just going to turn the camera on. I'm just going to speak raw from emotion. And because do I think Deion's a good guy? Yeah. Do I think Deion's perfect? Absolutely not. None of us are. Regardless of if we're the biggest Christian in the world, we all are faulted at times. And if provoked, we can all respond in a not so appeasing manner. You know what I mean? So my thing is this. You understand, okay, cool, I could have handled that better. But at the same time, if a person is poking you and consistently poking, especially if they, in a sense, it's almost like they're playing both sides, that it's only so much that a person can take, man. So I don't care whether you the toughest guy or whether you're one of the what you would consider a wimpiest guy. At some point, everybody has a breaking point. And Deion handled that respectful. Like I said, he asked what happened. What did I do to make you feel this way of how you feel about me? I don't think that was handled wrong. But, man, as you guys can see, that is it for this video, man. If you did enjoy this video, do me a big favor, man. Smash that thumbs up button. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. When you subscribe, click that post notification bell. That way you be notified every time I upload, man. Because just like y'all can see, I got these videos coming back to back. I'm trying to bang some of the best sports analysis to YouTube, and not just YouTube, but eventually go to the world, man. I'm trying to speak on facts, not opinions most of the time, man. And I'll see y'all in the next episode. I'm out this thing. Peace.